I'm Chris, that's Tyler. This is a bonus because the MLB Trade Deadline this year feels more like the Wild West than I can remember in previous years. One of the things that I wondered about when they expanded to this expanded playoff look with all the wild card teams is, were teams going to be willing to sell that were in kind of that wild card realm? It's fascinating because it feels like everybody wants to buy, so prices are getting high, but teams that are also going to buy are willing to sell off pieces for other pieces. So it feels more like a true trade deadline instead of let me trade for the future. It's like a trade now kind of thing. Dog, it's getting wild.
I mean, everybody thinks they're still in it. Everybody thinks that they could still make it.
Yes, everybody thinks they can make it, and everybody thinks they can fix another team's broken players.
Yeah.
So here we are. I'll start with this.
Luis Roberts Jr.
But there's a couple names. But here we'll start with this. The Phillies and the Padres are aggressively pursuing Stephen Kwan, per reports. Now, obviously, trade rumor stuff, you got to sift things out. But it would make sense for the Padres, who reportedly put together an offer for Jarren Duran, obviously the Boston Red Sox left fielder, and the package included Dylan Cease, and the Red Sox, quote unquote, couldn't get off the phone fast enough.
Yeah, I think now that I realize that Dylan's, when you first told me that, I was like, sign me all the way up. But then I looked at Dylan Cease is a free agent at the end of this year, and Dylan Cease is going to get 25, maybe 30 million bucks.
Well, he's having a bad year, so they think because he's got hit hard a little bit this year that there will be maybe someone could get him on a little bit of a bargain given the way this last year has gone.
Yeah.
But again, the Guardians don't operate that way. So it's like, if they're being aggressively pursuing Kwan, what could the Padres even offer the Guardians that fit the Guardians' philosophy?
That's a great question. I mean, I'm trying to find...
Because the Guardians need what? They need pitching and outfielders. So if you're going to give away an outfielder...
Specifically right field or center field, right field, and relief pitching.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where where do you go? How much are you willing to pay? And you have to have at least 2 years of control for the Guardians to be even interested in. So Dylan Cease, that automatically eliminates Dylan Cease right then and there. You wonder, it's is there a player that they have? There's a lot coming off the books. If I'm looking at the Padres roster, there's a lot coming off the books this year. So they kind of it's almost as if they went for it and they lost. And it's not that they lost, but maybe they feel like they don't have a chance really.
Well, they went for it and they need to reset right now.
Yeah. So to me, I mean, the most interesting player would be Jackson Merrill.
But they're not moving Jackson Merrill. They just gave him the extension earlier in the year.
Yeah, they did give him the extension, 21.1.
He's 22 years old. He was a rookie last year. He said he wants to be there for a long time. I think he might even have a no trade clause in his contract.
Yeah.
So he's not going anywhere. So they have him and Tatis locked up for a while.
So to me, I'm not sure. Wandy Peralta he's a free agent. Oh no, he has an opt out. He has 2 player options. But he's also 34, going on 34 years old. I don't know if the Guardians, if they really have anything that's they're not going to trade for Luis Ariz because he's a free agent.
And he's in the same boat as Kwan.
They're the same. They're the same.
Yeah, same hitter, but obviously the defense is a little bit different. But he's a free agent and he gets bounced around because people don't love him.
Correct. I'm not sure, honestly, if the Padres are realistically a candidate.
The Yankees just acquired Ryan McMahon.
Yeah, I mean, it's just one of these situations where you
you got to find the right partner.
Correct. You got to find the right partner, and I wonder if the Phillies have, man, what a rental. The catcher from the Phillies, JT. Wow, what a rental that would be.
Yeah, that's a rental.
Like, they're in it though. They're looking to like solidify what they have, right?
What, the Phillies? Yeah. The Phillies are being buyers right now. They're not being sellers.
Right.
So like that's when the issue is like when you have a buyer and a seller, it's okay. Like, I'll buy your star player for our prospects. When you have a seller, it's like, okay, like, I'll sell you our star player for the future for the prospects. Buyers doing businesses with buyers is a tricky business. And there's been a lot of calls, a lot of rumors over the last 24 hours. But it's like, okay, what's actually going to work out? Because there's not enough clear sellers. Now, I don't know if you saw, but I guess there's interest in an outfielder and an outfield bat. And the two names that Pat brought up to me, shout out Pat, that he's hearing the grumblings with are O'Neal Cruz and Luis Robert. That those two are going to get moved this year. Now, I don't know if the Guardians want to be in a bidding war, because if there is a bidding war, I mean, you have to sell a lot to get O'Neal Cruz. You almost have to like kind of gut your farm system a little bit.
Yeah, I don't really know. The question we talked about it this morning on the phone, like, I don't know if the Guardians love what they have enough right now on their major league team to sacrifice their future to make a run.
Yeah.
Like, what are you sacrificing for? Are you sacrificing for the chance to win a World Series, or are you sacrificing for the opportunity to get in the playoffs, have a drink, and then exit stage left? And is that worth selling the farm, mortgaging your future? I don't know if that is worth it, to be honest with you.
And it's like the overall health of the Guardians farm system is at a point where they could move some pieces off, or they have to, because there's some guys in the farm that I think are getting a little bit too old.
Oh, yeah. I mean, without a doubt. And it's like
when your farm system gets old, that's when you can afford to kind of like sell some guys.
Yeah, there's definitely some guys that they can get rid of. I'm not sure, to be honest with you, with how they feel about Rocchio, Gabe, and then with Bazzana coming up, and also Schneemann. Like, I'm not sure there's a spot for Juan Brito. Like, to me, Juan Brito is an asset that they should move.
Yeah, and Brito's not super. Like, Brito's 23, so like kind of getting to that point where you either got to move him or instill him in your future plans at 23 years old. Andrew Walters is 24 years old. You got to figure out what you want to do with him.
Well, Andrew Walters also had shoulder surgery.
He's got the shoulder issues, which you have said are worse than the elbow issues.
Yeah, I think shoulder surgeries are worse than elbow.
Yeah,
shoulder is a whole different. That's a whole different, bag of beans.
You've got Nick Enright, who's 28 years old, and he's in the Guardians' top 30 prospects.
Well, he's on the roster. Like, he's a major leaguer. Moving forward, I think he's a major league. And I think if you got to a point, I mean, the bullpen right now, if you look at Andrew Walters not being here, Trevor Stephan still not being able to pitch, Sam Henches being out this year, and then Tim Herron sort of losing it a little bit, like
just losing control.
That's 4 arms that you relied upon, that you were planning on, like, at this point in the season, you were going to have. Andrew Walters was supposed to be like, this was supposed to be his breakout season. This was supposed to be like a Cade Smith of last year, like
closer of the future type season.
Closer of the future stuff. And it's like
him and Cade were supposed to be good enough to where if you were in a spot that you could get a haul for Class A because you were so wealthy at bullpen, you could do it. The issue is the bullpen took a bigger step backwards than I think a lot of people anticipated. And you need Class A because guys aren't healthy and guys didn't take a step forward as in the young guys.
And so like having Nick Enright, if all those guys were healthy, Nick Enright would be Matt Festa. And you would be like, wow, our bullpen's really good because Nick Enright is significantly better than Matt Festa.
Yeah. So he hasn't graduated from the prospect list yet. Ryan Webb also is a pitcher, left-handed pitcher. He's 26 years old. He's in your top 30. Doug McKenzie is. There's
definitely some guys they should actually look to move on from.
They're just guys that are a little bit older. Now now the big chunk of their minor league system is like perfect age, like Pazana 22, Chase Lauder 23, K-Fist 23. So I'm not talking about those guys. Yeah. I'm talking about the guys that are like outside the top 15 that are approaching 25 or over 25 that you think you can move.
I don't think O'Neal Cruz for the Guardians is a realistic option. One, because like he's another left-handed hitter, and two, like he would be very, very expensive. Now, Luis Roberts Jr., like I know he's batting like 200, and it
doesn't matter.
But like he also plays for the White Sox. However, did you know that the Guardians have the second most runs scored since the All-Star break in all of baseball?
I did not know that, but it makes sense. I mean, they went.
You know who's first?
Is it the White Sox?
It's the White Sox.
Jesus, just scoring
49 runs,
just scoring.
So it's just one of these things where, like, man, Luis Roberts Jr. would you could plug him into center field, and then Angel Martinez can go to second base. Now you have like the more guys you can have that are everyday players, the better your team is going to be.
Yeah.
And so if you have that, if you look at that and be like, man, well, we got Rocchio, we got Arias, we got Martinez, we got Schneemann. Maybe we could move a Daniel Schneemann to get a really nice bullpen arm. If you go and get yourself a Luis Roberts Jr., can you slide Angel to second? Now you have an everyday middle infield. Gabe can basically Rocchio. Gabe can alternate when one of them just stops hitting, which is inevitable.
It's coming. Don't worry.
And so it's just like, why not do that? And then, but the big, they need a center fielder or a right fielder because Nolan Jones has been such a disappointment. I mean, the most disappointing. And you also are getting, Martinez is playing center field, so you have that production. But if you could have, second base, center field, right field, if you can figure out get a piece that can be an everyday player and then Martinez can float either or, that would be great. And now it's just like, okay, well, we can deal with Nolan Jones in right field, and if you really want to, I'm sure Martinez can go play right field too.
I think Martinez can play every position other than first and catcher.
Yeah. So it's just like, why not, take a peek and see what you can get. And I don't know what Luis Roberts Jr. would cost. I don't know.
I don't know anymore either, bro, because I see what Josh Naylor costs, and now it's a rental. But Josh Naylor getting traded for two pitchers that I don't think are going to be
any good
pieces at any point. I mean, the Ashton Izzy kid is like the center of the deal. He's like the higher rated prospect. His ERA in high A is 5.5, and his WHIP is 1.5. And again, he's in high A. Like that's not, a prospect that I love. Also, like if you're, I just don't love it. And then the other guy is, his ERA is a little bit better, but he just got sent back down too. Yeah. So that for a half year, Josh Naylor and Seattle kind of setting the market, which Josh Naylor was hitting 292 with 11 home runs and an 807 OPS this year with 11 stolen bases.
I don't think
for a 2020 season.
Yeah. I don't have any reservations about Luis Roberts Jr. I think him playing for the White Sox has sucked the soul out of him sometimes.
I think watching Andrew Vaughn be so good after getting out of Chicago for organization, because here we go, the Brewers are similar to what? The Guardians. Like they're similar brand of baseball. Andrew Vaughn, they got him out of Chicago. All of a sudden he can hit and he's having fun. He's putting together good at bats. It's hard to stay engaged for a 162 game season when you're going to lose 130 of those games.
Yeah, bro. It's a tough. So Luis Roberts Jr., he's got a club option for the next 2 years.
Correct.
At $20 million. It's expensive for a guy that's hitting 200 for the Guardians.
Yeah, but the
XBA, Guardians, that's expensive.
That is expensive. The XBA is 240 though. The bat speed is 75, and he's taking more walks now. I mean, I think he's going to figure it out. He's also a really good outfielder.
And the thing about it too is if you can get him for almost nothing, and he has the club option, and say he stinks, then you just let him go. Yeah. But like it all depends on what you have to give up for him. If we got to give up, 2 minor leaguers, who cares? And it's got to be, you got to find a way to get, you'd have to give up somebody on your 40-man roster to create space.
Correct.
And I really wish Lane Thomas was healthy because I would love to get rid of that contract.
Yeah, but no one's going to take him if he's hurt. And then also, like, you have to get, permission from the commissioner. The issue is, though, with this is the 2 teams that are in the hunt for an outfielder, Padres, Phillies. They're pursuing Quan. Obviously, the Padres are pursuing Duran. And Jeff Passan reported the Phillies are in the mix for Luis Robert Jr.
Yeah, and it all depends on what the White Sox. I don't know what the White Sox want.
Yeah,
they need everything. They need anything.
Who's going to drive the price up? They just want talent for their farm system.
Yeah, so like to me, an offer of Juan Brito and even Petey, which is a good player. Like those 2 guys, like right there, those are 2 AAA. Like those are guys that you could see playing for the White Sox as early as like September call-ups.
Mm-hmm.
And so to me, that's an interesting about Chicago. I mean, that's Juan Brito's definitely is Petey in the top 30?
In their top 30? Like the Guardians top 30?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's 2 top 30 prospects.
And that is a win. But it's heating up, man. It's gonna get really, really fascinating.
Honestly, the tough part about this, the thing that's really screwing up what the Guardians could be doing is if Shane Bieber didn't have to get pushed, like his rehab pushed back, and he was here and you were seeing how he looked,
you would know what you needed.
You would know what you needed. If he comes out and he comes back and he's like the Shane Bieber of, I don't know, let's say 2022, 2020, 2021, 2022. I'm not even saying Cy Young Bieber, like just good Bieber. Like this whole team it's a whole different game.
If he can give you innings with a 3.5 ERA, you'll love it. Because then in the playoffs when it's time to pitch and dig in, like he's good.
Well, I need him to come back and like he needs to be the ace. Like he needs to be.
Well, see, like if he pitches,
I would say his ERA needs to be more like 3 instead of 3.5. Like he needs to be like a legitimate ace.
My thing is like I compare him to where Garrett Cole was last year. Remember, Garrett Cole missed a huge chunk of the year dealing with the elbow thing.
Yeah, it's true. I mean,
huge chunk of the year. He came back. His ERA was 3.41, but going into the playoffs, okay, he's going to sink his teeth in, and he's not going to get. There's not going to be a single easy at bat, basically.
Yeah. And the nice thing for him is like he's not like a pitcher that relies on velocity. Like he relies on location and he relies on not that he throws. I mean, he's a 92 to 94 mile an hour arm. It's not like he's a 90 mile an hour.
Yeah, I mean he's a tunnel monster.
But like he spins a really good break, 2 really good breaking balls. He locates his fastballs all court. So like he needs to be like good. If he comes back and he looks rusty and it's going to take a while, then like then they have no chance.
Yeah, like what was his big year? 21?
2020. What do you want to Cy Young?
Yeah, 2020, he was sitting 94 miles per hour.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, so the tough part is now you're like, okay, that's what the Guardians are weighing. Do we sacrifice, what are we not mortgaging our future, but like we're selling some future pieces for what? What are we selling some of our future pieces for? And to me, like, you're not really selling anything because, like, you're already young as it is. So who cares?
They've got enough pieces to make a big splash without sacrificing the only guys that, like, you can really count on to be part of your future, as in Kafis, DeLauder, and Bazana. If you keep those 3, Everybody else, go make a big splash and just accept that your farm system is going to take a step backwards until you recoup it.
If you were the Guardians, would you want CJ Kayfus to be an outfielder or to be a first baseman?
I would want him to be a first baseman, I think.
I think I agree with you.
I think having him at first and Manzo as the DH, and then you can get Manzo in there at first and throw Kayfus somewhere else on one of those other off days, I think is good. Just so you're still continuing to grow Manzardo's glove. But I think part of the Kayfus value is the versatility, though, too.
Yeah. No doubt. I'm just wondering, like, where they go. That's a whole different conversation. I'm not going to get into that conversation now. But, yeah, I think we would all like to see them. Now, obviously, like, this series is a big series with the Royals. You go out there, you take 2 out of 3 from the Royals. That means you have 28, 29, 30th to, like, you know, make a push and go get, you know, if you want to make a move, you can make a move.
Tigers have been bad.
Tigers have been bad. I'm just not ready to have the discussion about the Central because they're still 8 games back?
They're
still?
8 games back, which is crazy considering the Tigers are 1-9 in their last 10, and the Guardians have been 7-3 in their last 10.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, man. And the Tigers have a really tough series because Detroit has been playing, or not Detroit, Toronto's been playing lights out.
Yeah. And so the next 6 games for the Guardians is the Royals and the Rockies.
Yeah, and the Rockies just traded away one of their best players to the Yankees.
The Rockies are just bad in general.
Yeah, and they just traded like one of their bright spots.
So, you know, there's nothing to tell me that you can't, on the day of the trade deadline, you can't go into, on the July 31st, you can't be 1.5, maybe less than a game back of the wild card. And if that's the case, like, they got to do something.
Does it concern you that Detroit now is all of a sudden trying to make a big deal, make a splash because they've been losing a lot?
Yeah, I think I definitely don't want them to do something that makes them even better.
I think they're going to do something because they got swept by the Pirates.
Yeah.
Think about that sentence. The first place Detroit Tigers got swept by the Pirates, and they're in the middle now in a 4-game set with Toronto. They lost 11-4 yesterday. And I wonder
where they go, because I think Detroit likes their offense. And you brought this to my attention. Like, all of their starting pitchers besides Skubal have already reached their innings. Like, they've already pitched more innings than they ever have. And it's
except
not
for
even
Flaherty.
August.
Yeah, Flaherty has been a workhorse before, but Flaherty's ERA has been horrendous. And he's workload because he had to pitch a little bit extra because of the Dodgers' weird rotation situation with certain guys not wanting to go on regular rest. Anyway, not going to stick on that. But Flaherty got overworked in the late postseason and then has been trying to be a workhorse now, and it's taken its toll on him too. He's been bad this year.
Yeah, it makes you wonder, like, is this like a collapsing ship? And are they going to go get a starter? Are they going to go get a reliever? Which direction are they going to go? I'll be interested to see what they do. And but the thing about it is, like, it's not going to influence the Guardians to do anything. The Guardians, the front office of the Cleveland Guardians has always marched to the beat of their own drum.
Yeah.
They've never been influenced by somebody else. They're never going to get desperate because of somebody else. They just aren't going to do anything. And the other thing too is, like, you're not going to hear shit about nothing from Cleveland.
They keep it really tight-lipped. If something leaks, it's from one of the other teams.
Yeah, so it's like we're all just kind of waiting this out to see what happens. So we'll see. We will see.
Obviously, with Detroit, Jackson Jobe down. Reese Olson is young, and he's starting to run out of gas. We saw it yesterday, him get tattooed. Casey Mize, again, another one that is kind of hitting the limit. You're seeing the gas tank kind of falter a little bit. I mean, they start Brent Herter sometimes every now and again as like an opener, but they're in a spot after the Job injury where those arms are getting some wear, and you're sitting back like, okay, like we're gonna see, like, is this gonna move back the right way? Because last year those young arms came up and they only pitched kind of the second half and they got hot at the right time. Now we're asking them to carry the full season. How's it gonna go? And then additionally, like offensively, things have definitely slowed down. Definitely slowed down offensively, and that'll happen too. Now offense go through like ups and downs, but this is a very low for a team that at one point had the best record in baseball by a wide margin. I mean, in the month of July, Javi Baez is hitting 200. So, like, we're talking about a guy who early in the year opened up the year hitting 333 and then 292 with an OPS of over 750 for those first little bit. And then in June hit 308 with an OPS of 840. Like, now the OPS is 400. Ooh. Like remember, Javi was a lot of the wins, right? Like, it was electric. It was Javi is back and we like Javi. We think he's electric and good for baseball. But in July, having an OPS of 400 after when Detroit was hot, you had an OPS of 800.
Javi went back to swinging everything he saw, probably.
Yeah. We're gonna see if this thing sticks. We're gonna see if it sticks.
I mean, it's gonna be. Oh boy, if can you imagine how Tigers fans would feel if the Guardians came back and won this division? Oh my God, I would be insufferable.
It's still a long shot, but boy, it's like what's your mirror say, Tyler, on your truck?
What?
Like your little side mirror? What's it say?
Things are closer than they appear.
Yeah.
I mean, it would just go back to like Cleveland. The Central Division runs through Cleveland, always has ran through Cleveland, and so, boy, this would be. Because it would be different than what the Tigers attempted to do last year.
Actually, they just did the wild card.
They tried to chase. We didn't give it to them. They tried to chase us down. They almost did.
Yeah.
This would be, we are coming, and then they collapsed.
Right.
They would feel they hear the footsteps.
Objects are closer than they appear. The next 3 series for Detroit. Obviously, they have 3 more with Toronto. They got 3 with Arizona, who they're lucky are in sell mode. But Arizona's a tough out no matter what. And then they got 3 in Philly.
And we got
Kansas the White Sox, the Rockies, and Our Lady of the Elms.
We got Royals, Rockies, and then Minnesota comes to town.
Yeah. And the Royals are going to sell. They said they want 2 fringe top 100 guys for Bubic.
So are the Twins.
Yeah. Well, I'm talking about for a starting pitcher. For a not bad starting pitcher.
My dog just farted. It's just
for weeks. Got him. Before we get out of here, I want to talk about the good old Brownies. They said that Shador doesn't even get the rep with players anymore. They got him thrown to equipment managers.
All of my all of my concerns about the Browns as an organization are coming true. They have no idea what they're doing. Well, I think they do know what they're doing. I just don't think it's the right thing to do.
Do you remember my theory?
That this was a Jimmy Haslam pick?
This was a Jimmy Haslam pick, and that Andrew Berry was going to make sure that kid did not get a chance he needed to succeed. Right now, you can rep 3 quarterbacks. You can't rep 4. During season, you could only rep 2. So they're going to look, again, didn't get any reps in the move-it period, only the red zone period, and 7-on-7. Shador did nothing. This is going to set Shador so far behind that when he gets in the games between week 9 and 16, he's going to look so unprepared, and Andrew Berry is going to go and be like, Jimmy Haslam made me pick him. Because the worst thing for Andrew Berry is for Shador to shine, because if Shador shines, Jimmy Haslam goes downstairs and is like, you picked Dylan Gabriel, and I was the one that made the play for Shador. I need my GM to know more ball than me. You're fired. I'm telling you, you called it a tinfoil hat at first, but every day that goes on, Tyler, this feels more and more like the case. Because in what world would the, without a doubt, most talented quarterback in the entire room have to throw to an equipment manager during camp when you're supposed to be getting developed?
There's so many things to like think about here. And just like when I think about evaluating talent, if you think about all the quarterbacks in the last 20 years that have had success in the AFC North, Joe Burrow, Ben Roethlisberger, Joe Flacco, Carson Palmer. What's the common theme here? They're all big
physical,
big physical guys, big arms. You know, Lamar is a little different because he's just different. He's just a different.
He also has a huge arm though. He's like slider frame, but a huge arm.
So then our general manager goes and picks a 5'10", generously giving 5'10" quarterback from, let me check, Hawaii, who literally said in an interview that he doesn't like playing in the cold. And then that's the guy. And then you're going to go and pick, you know, you go and you have Joe Flacco and you have Kenny Pickett. It's like, what has Kenny Pickett done in the NFL to make you think that this guy, like, because Kenny Pickett is the type of age right now where he's like, if he's hoping to be Sam Darnold. That's who Kenny Pickett is striving to be. But like, does Kenny Pickett have any attributes to make you think that he can be Sam Darnold?
No. Sam Darnold, the whole time I watched him play, I was like, wow, he's got
a huge arm
and can make off-platform throws. And also, you know what else? You want to guess how close in age Sam Darnold and Kenny Pickett are?
Kenny Pickett's older than him as well.
No, they're about the same age.
Oh.
But Sam Darnold got drafted as a 21-year-old.
Yeah, bro.
Kenny Pickett didn't. Kenny Pickett was like 23, 24.
Yeah, dude. It's just, to me, like, I can't. You know, when you asked me this. You asked me a while ago, like, what has, when Ryan Day says something about football, and we're like, well, yeah, you know more about football than I'll ever know.
Mm-hmm.
And then Jimmy Haslam, like, we can ask the question about Jimmy Haslam, like, what do we know more? And we do. Actually, I think I do, to be honest. And Andrew Berry is starting to get into that realm because, like, nothing that he's done, there's no, name a successful draft pick or a successful signing.
The receiver room's bad. The quarterback room is full of question marks. And the most talented one in the quarterback room is throwing to an equipment manager. I repeat, the most talented one in the quarterback room is throwing to an equipment manager.
It's just like, I don't understand why, like, he's bigger than Dylan Gabriel, has a better arm than Dylan Gabriel. You know, Dylan Gabriel has had more success in college because, one, he played longer and he had played on better teams.
Yeah.
But, like, that's all you can say. But, like, yes, Dylan Gabriel might be able to process information quickly, but it doesn't matter if his little pea shooter the ball doesn't get there because it takes too long because it's in the air too long.
Just Andrew Berry tries to be the smartest in the room instead of looking at what works consistently and deciding, let's do that.
I mean, all three of the teams in their own division have given them the blueprint for the last 25 years. And they just can't figure it out.
And even the Steelers had the anomaly, right? And Russell Wilson, and they were really cool to let him walk out the door.
I mean, Tennessee and New Orleans need a quarterback. You got 4 of them. At this point, I don't even care. Just trade one of them.
Yeah.
Because also, your starting middle linebacker just quit playing football today.
Which, that came out today. It's like, damn. The linebacker room is going to be a mess this year.
JOK has a broken neck, can't play this year. Jordan Hicks just retired. Devin Bush beat the shit out of his girlfriend. And you have And they basically
Baker.
They have Jerome Baker, shout out Ohio State,
and Schweissinger,
and Sunshine from Remember the Titans playing linebacker
from UCLA.
And they're telling Chase, whatever his name is, that he's going to get the green sticker.
Whoa.
That's what they all but said today. If you and Myles Garrett's going to come up there and tell me that his expectations to make the Super Bowl, my brother in Christ, $40 million would make you say anything.
Oh my God. But here's the thing. I'll say the same shit for that 40 M's.
I mean, before he signed that contract, he basically all but said that he didn't want to be here because he didn't believe in the process.
Mm-hmm.
Well, everything that he thought is still true.
To this day, very true.
They have no plan at quarterback. They don't know what they wanted. They might think that they think they want to do, but it's like everybody needs to wake up. This team is going nowhere fast. If you were the other team, all you need to do is just bracket Jerry Jeudy and good luck.
Or just blitz the quarterback. One or the other.
It's just, to me, I don't know. It makes zero sense. I don't even know how to I'm trying to put together an articulate thought about what they're doing, but I can't. It makes no sense. What has Kenny Pickett put on film that makes you think that he can do this?
The coolest thing of his entire career was a fake slide in the bowl game back at Pitt.
And people say, oh, well, he took the Steelers to the playoffs. He did not take the Steelers to the playoffs. The Steelers took him to the playoffs.
Yeah, they took him, big dog. Don't get it twisted. Did you read that he was how much does it bug you that Shador's not going to be rapping? How much does it bug you that Shador's not really rapping, or does it not surprise you at this point?
Nothing that they do surprises me. I literally opened up to you. I was like, I don't know how to talk about the Browns because for 25 years of my life, it has been a disaster. Everything that they do, they should do the opposite. It's like they should be all right, what do we think we should do? Well, we should start Kenny Pickett and not give Shador reps. Okay, what's the opposite of that?
Yeah.
Well, we should give all the reps to Dylan Gabriel and Shador Sanders and, trade the other guys. All right. Well, then maybe we should if we think we should do this, do the opposite. It's there's not a quarterback on this roster that's going to get you 10 wins.
No, so don't try to win 10 games.
So stop trying to win 10 games. Just be good at being bad.
Yeah. They
can't even do that. What? They're going to fuck around and then win 7 games and be like, what is the point of this? They're going to have the 13th pick in the draft and they'll be like, whoa, what are we doing?
We got to trade up.
Oh, we got the 13th pick and the 8th pick from the Jacksonville Jaguars. Well, what do you think that's going to get you? Not the first.
Nothing. We got to trade up.
It's just so maddening. I don't understand why they're doing this. What is it with Kenny Pickett? I don't, and it's just it. And I always go to the top. It's always Jimmy Haslam's fault. It's everything leads to him.
I think there's a civil war going on upstairs because I think they're both I think Jimmy Haslam and Andrew Berry both suffer from what I talk about a lot on the show. They suffer from being be right guys instead of get it right guys.
But neither one of them. And the problem is honestly, in the beginning of the Stefanski-Berra era, Jimmy did step back and he let them go and he let Andrew Berry do his thing. But Andrew Berry's done nothing but choose the wrong players over and over and over again. He probably looked at them and said, you drafted Dylan who? I mean, think about it. He was probably sitting on his yacht somewhere in the ocean and was like, they drafted who? How big is he? Where's he from? Oh, my God.
And I know someone sent him the clip of him saying, I don't really like playing in the cold.
And he also probably got on the phone with Peyton Manning. He's like, what do you think of Dylan Gabriel? And Peyton Manning's like, he's really small. And he's from Hawaii. And he's like, fuck, I got to go do something. And then he meddles and he was like, take Shador.
Yeah.
And then it comes out that he likes Arch. Well, what happens if Arch comes out this year?
Arch, if the Browns are in a position to draft Arch next year, Arch is not coming out. Just so you know. Because the Mannings more than anybody know the importance of landing at a good franchise. Because think about what happened to Big Archie.
Chris, I could tell you right now, 2027 draft, the Browns are going to be right back where they were at the 2026 draft. He can't hide forever.
And I know that, man, the Manning Mafia will stop that, right?
Listen, I mean,
think about Tyler. Think about it. Archie talks about, like, the granddad talks about how he was a good quarterback and being in New Orleans was the worst, was awful, and it was, like, playing for that kind of organization was so bad for him.
So that means what you're saying, right?
And then what happened? And then what happened with Eli?
Yeah, I get it. But what you're saying to me is that the Mannings don't like Jimmy Haslam, doesn't like the Hasms. The Hasms just love the Mannings.
Probably.
That's what you're saying.
I mean, they might like each other, but just because here's the thing, like me and you like each other, Tyler. But if you had a sister, you're not gonna you don't want me to date your sister. That's what this is.
Well, you know what else? Honest to God, if Peyton Manning went to Jimmy Haslam and said, I want to be your president of football operations.
I want the keys. Give me the keys of the whole thing.
Give me the keys of the car. You can have Arch. And you know what Jimmy Haslam would do?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
In fact, Peyton would be Jimmy's boss.
Yeah. Then go ahead and just sell me the team for $1. You can get the revenue. I just want to have the control.
It's just like, man.
It's been a loaded day on the timeline for Cleveland sports, dude.
Dude, it's just this regime is just like
sucking the life out of you.
It is, man. Like, it's just over and over and over again. It's like Jimmy had the football guy with John Dorsey, and then that blew up in his face. And then he's like, okay, give me the nerds. And, like, he's got D. Podesta, which is Jonah Hill from Moneyball. I mean, that is who D. Podesta is. He is.
I'm aware.
Okay, I need everybody else to understand. Paul D. Podesta is Jonah Hill.
Yeah, that's who played him.
That is him. And so and he hires Andrew Berry and Stefanski. And, like, I actually really I think Stefanski was exactly who the Browns needed. They needed somebody who is always at 6. He always operates at level 6.
He's the other side of the pillow.
He's not going to create headlines. He's not emotional. He's not going to say dumb shit. We've had a lot of coaches say some dumb shit.
Yeah.
He's not going to do that. He's exactly who they needed. The problem is the guy that's supposed to make the roster can't make a good roster. That's why I think, like, we keep seeing all these college coaches go to the NFL. I think you're going to see some NFL coaches go back to college.
Bill Belichick.
Like, I can make my own roster.
Yeah, Bill Belichick.
A lot of these GMs, man, they don't know what they're doing. You know what Andrew Berry is good at? He's good at manipulating the salary cap.
And is he really good at that, or does he just use liquid cash from Haslam to manipulate it?
Or does he just keep kicking the can down the road?
Yeah, just keeps kicking down the road. It's like, that's a problem for my future self. Or if I get fired, it's not going to be my problem at all. So whoever gets the job after me is going to be in hell.
That's the answer.
Yeah.
I mean, this team is the way that they're operating. I would be stunned if they won 10 games. It would be one of the most surprising things I've ever seen.
Kenny Pickett and his media availability sounds like the starter. So brace yourself.
It's just gonna be funny, man. When, like, I mean, we watched him make it was just one clip, and we should acknowledge, like, we didn't get to see all of Kenny Pickett, and I'm sure he wasn't that bad. I did see a report that he also had a fumbled snap. Like, the pick that he threw was a pick that a rookie quarterback makes.
Mm-hmm.
He literally stared down the post safety and then threw it right to Grant Delpit. Grant Delpit's had like 2 picks his entire career.
Shout out Grant Delpit. Kenny Pickett's floor is bad Mark Sanchez, and his ceiling is Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Yeah.
So it's like, and journeyman.
Correct. Kenny Pickett is a career backup.
Yeah.
We are holding 2 young kids back because of a career backup and a 40-year-old with a mortgage.
I'd rather have Carson Wentz than Kenny Pickett right now.
I'd rather just fucking if they like Dylan Gabriel, just play Dylan Gabriel.
Dude, do you believe that they believe they could take 4 in the camp?
They are going to take 4 in the camp.
That's so horrendous. Or 4 into the season, excuse me.
They will.
That's horrendous. That
is the most Andrew Berry thing to do.
Yeah. 4 of them things.
Would that surprise you even a little bit?
No, it wouldn't. It's terrible. It's terrible practice.
And like, if you don't want to give Shador a chance, trade him.
Yeah.
Somebody will absolutely take him because of what he's getting paid. Nothing. Mm-hmm. You're trying to tell me they would, like, Tennessee, what do you give up for, if you're Tennessee, what do you give up, a 7th round pick?
You give up a 7th, some,
Yeah. And some fruit snacks?
Only if they had, like, the gusher stuff inside of them.
Dude, it's just, to me, it's so frustrating to watch this team just not know what to do and not how to operate based on what they want to accomplish.
And also, like,
the worst part is, and I think this is an NFL thing, and maybe it's not, I could be wrong here, but it's like, I love to see, like, you see it, like, remember the old Hard Knocks where everybody's like, everybody's got a chance any given Sunday. That's not true.
I think it's true, bro.
It's not true. There's no way you can look at the Browns roster and be like, they got a chance. Or Tennessee, or the Jets, or the Saints.
I believe in the Jets
if
roster.
You don't have a franchise quarterback, you cannot win a Super
Jets
Bowl.
Did not need to get involved in that.
The Jets have been just as bad of a dumpster fire as the Cleveland Browns.
No, but they have a quarterback now.
Is he healthy? Was that all just a big make-believe lie?
Yeah, bro. He was out there doing sprints and jumps today.
God.
People just overreacted,
Listen,
bro.
Nobody would love to see Justin Fields do well more than me, because in my private life, I have championed Justin Fields so much.
Bro, he's good. It's just like he got drafted by the Bears. Like the Bears are about to ruin Caleb Williams next.
Trust me, I got receipts for a lot of my friends. Lots of my friends.
I'm knocking on doors. I'm not just texting you. You got to look me in my eyes.
Nobody wants Justin Fields to be good more than I do. If Justin Fields is good, I'll be a Jets fan.
I have my Jets hat in the car.
You're a Giants fan. You're a Jackson Dart all the way.
I have a Jets hat in the car.
You'd be flip-flopping.
Garrett and Justin? Come on, bro. It would be flip-flopping for me not to have a Jets hat in my car. Garrett and Justin?
Yeah.
I'm going to name my 2 firstborn sons that.
Justin Garrett?
Mm-hmm. Do you like the Color Rush black uniforms?
For who?
Or the Color Rush brown uniforms for the Browns?
Oh. It's great.
I think the fact that Dude Wipes is their sponsor is just bad. Like, that just makes it really, it's just like an ultimate setup.
It's honestly great marketing, to be honest with you. It's great on Dude Wipes' job.
Of course, like, Dude Wipes sponsors the Browns, who are kind of,
I hope
take the Browns.
I would love to see an orange Color Rush.
Same.
That would be cool.
Honestly,
I would also love to see a black Color Rush, where it's like the black with the fluorescent orange.
Yeah, they try to just make it. Cool. They try to just make it like really dark brown. But I've seen the Bears pull off the all orange, and I've seen the Broncos pull off all orange and the Bengals. It looks really cool.
Yeah, but
but this is a bonus episode. That's all I got for today, Tyler.
I got to hear me out. I have something.
Oh, you have one? Okay, bonus. Hear me out. What you got?
Sports related. It's been a lot of chatter on the timeline about Michigan and their championship and Ohio State and their championship and blah, 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 blah. The greatest run to a championship, without a doubt, is the 2019 LSU Tigers. They beat 4 top 5 teams. They beat 7 top 10 teams, and they went undefeated, and they never trailed in the fourth quarter of any game.
Yeah. I would almost be okay with it, but I don't think they had to play the second best team in the sport. They didn't have to play the team that was AP number one they didn't have to play the team that was number one for most of the year.
I hear you.
And I'm bitter.
I think you're just bitter about it.
Dude, I'm just saying, bro,
I would say
who had the regular season, who had the number one offense in the sport?
Wasn't it the LSU?
No, it was Ohio State. We don't realize per most offensive.
No, we agree.
Yeah.
We have always talked about this, and we agree that the Ohio State LSU national championship game that could have been in 2019 would have been the greatest championship game of all time.
And the fact that LSU was number 2 heading into championship weekend and ended up number 1 is fucked up. Think about that. People don't talk about that. Yeah. Ohio State went into Big Ten championship weekend ranked number 1.
Yeah.
Wisconsin was a top 8 team. Their only other loss that year was to who? Ohio State. That was their only loss.
Yeah, so basically what Chris is saying is that Ohio State should have gotten to play Oklahoma.
Correct.
LSU should have got to play Tennessee and Clemson. And then we would have gotten the Ohio State LSU championship game that all of college football deserved. Yeah. But nonetheless,
yes, that run was crazy though. That run was crazy. I agree.
It was. I mean, they beat Tua. They beat so many good teams. It's just like, you know, Michigan, you cheated. I don't want to hear none of it. I don't want to hear anything from none of you. You cheated, and Ohio State's claim is like, and if Ohio State would have beaten Michigan the way they were supposed to, you could then make the argument, because the loss to Oregon at Oregon by 1 point, like whatever,
doesn't matter.
But
my hear me out is I don't want Michigan to get the hammer.
Wow,
I don't want them to get the hammer.
I do. Fuck them hoes.
And I think I would have wanted them to get the hammer if we beat them this year when they were hammerless. Because I don't want I just want them to be at their full capacity. Look at Underwood. Look at this when we beat them.
The only way, I hear what you're saying, and you make a valid point. But if they get the hammer, and then we beat them, and we give them the beating that we should have gave them in 2020, we were supposed to give them in 2020, and it sends them down a rabbit hole of like shit.
Blast them into the sun.
Yes,
that's fair. That's fair.
So, because my other hearing out is that if Ohio State and Michigan play in 2020, they beat them so bad, Jim Harbaugh gets fired, and none of this shit ever happens.
That's what I'm saying, man. I had a Michigan fan on the Menace show today say that yeah, I'm ready to admit that we ducked you guys in 2020. We weren't sick.
Absolutely, they ducked us.
No, I'm saying, but Michigan fans don't want to admit that. They were like, we were sick.
It's the greatest thing that Jim Harbaugh ever did as the Michigan head coach.
Tactician, saved the job.
He saved his job because it was gonna get nasty on him.
Oh, it was. You ever seen? Never mind. I'm Chris. That's Tyler.
Peace.